What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing one of the Pokemon that I think benefits the most from the Retro Cup here. With Steel's, Fairies, and Darks banned, Shadow Giratina really comes out on top. We know Dragon types in general are really good in this meta, but Ghost types as well, without Dark types being as much of a thing here, it makes it so much easier to use. Now, I'm on Dragon Breath as well as Dragon Claw and Ancient Power. The one bad thing is Giratina doesn't have any really cheap attacks like a Regidrago or some of the other Pokemon might have here in this meta, but it has a lot more bulk than they do, and because of how much damage you can do with Dragon Claw now, honestly, Giratina is a surprisingly offensive pick. Really quickly, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. First game of the day, Shadow Giratina into Annihilape. Okay, this is where I want to see it. I do have access to Ghost-type damage on my two backline Pokemon, but, I mean, I don't want to take counters on my Primeape, or on my Licky. So, if I can neutralize this here, that's gonna be nice. The bad thing is, while I am a Giratina... Oh, okay, I don't know what just happened there, a little bit of lag, I guess. While I am a Giratina, and I do resist counter, they can actually outpace us to Rage Fist, which is a little bit sad here. They try to catch, doesn't quite work out for them. But I don't really have a great answer down energy into a Furret, so this is gonna get a little bit more uncomfortable than I'd like. Well, maybe this is still fine. Brick Break. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, I mean, that's all their energy down the drain. I don't know if that was the right play for them to do. Because now I have Ice Punch back-to-back ready now. I'm kind of surprised they wouldn't go double Swift here. Let's see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shield here. Oh, they no shield, okay. Well, if Annihilape comes back in, I can Rage Fist for a shield, or I can Ice Punch if they have something else that comes in that maybe I wouldn't want to do that against. Okay, just Annihilape. We'll go for the instant Rage Fist here. And since they did stay in the lead for so long against our Giratina, I have to imagine it's got a lot of play this game. They do shield, that makes sense. But they're getting very close to range, where I can probably just go for a farm down here if I need to in the two-shield matchup. And we'll go for the Dragon Claw. There's a chance Ancient Power could put them into Dragon Breath downrange, but I want to guarantee a shield back if I can. Nice, we did get that shield. And they throw the Rage Fist here. So I think I'm fine shielding this up. I have so much energy on my Giratina that I can farm this down and throw energy into the backline, whatever they might have. And if they're staying in here, that's amazing for me. Yeah, down goes the Annihilape. I have back-to-back Dragon Claws. I don't think there's anything in the game that really wants to take this energy, and especially not an Araquanid. We have back-to-back Ancient Powers. In fact, I think we get to 3 before they even get to a Bubble Beam here. This is amazing. Now, Ancient Power does have a 1 in 8 chance to raise both my attack and defense stat, but I don't think we really need that here. And even if Giratina does go down, I have Licky. That's going to be an incredible counter to this Pokemon as well. But a Araquanid, it's no slouch. It is pretty bulky here, right? Able to survive 2 Ancient Powers pretty well, actually. But the third one will, unfortunately for them, be just more than enough. Big Ancient Power. There we go. Okay, that was a pretty good core break game number 1, thanks to Giratina. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Giratina into Lunatone. Okay. Is this good? I mean, it's probably not terrible, but I bet it's pretty neutral, all things considered, because I don't actually have Ghost-type damage. And they can go for... Oh, right, Weather Ball Ice. That is a little bit annoying, actually. But I think that's still kind of fine, because I do survive one of these. It's non-stab Weather Ball, right? That's not the strongest move in the game. And I'll go for an Ancient Power. It is a little bit cheaper, but there is a chance that they no-shield this, knowing they could survive an attack anyway. Actually do, okay. A nice no-shield by them. Oh, man. I don't know what to do here. I should have Dragon Clawed. I thought for sure they were going to shield that up, because, like, what if I had, I don't know, Shadow Sneak? Then they just get one shot. I would love to see a shield here, but I would expect them to just let this go. I think I played this a little bit poorly here so far. Yeah, they just take the shield advantage. And that's not exactly what I want to see. They come in with like a Furret here. Maybe I need to swap. Oh boy. That's not a Furret, but it's also not good. That is a Hakamoa. And believe it or not, that is not great once my Giratina goes down. The Hakamoas, I keep on forgetting about this Pokemon when I build teams. Oh, but they let that go? And I should survive a Brick Break here, but I'm so worried about the second Dragon Fighting-type Pokemon being in the backline. I'm in so much trouble. They get to either Rock Tomb or Brick Break my Licky here. At least, if there's like something in the backline weak to me, maybe there's still a chance. I don't know. I get a rollout down, I believe, before 2 Brick Breaks are reached. But they might just Rock Tomb us here to debuff my attack stat and make me useless. Now, it is a Brick Break. Oh, man, that's actually a Pokemon I would have play into. But after that Brick Break, probably not as much. Rollout might be super effective here, but it's not going to be able to put in enough work, I don't think, in this matchup. We'll see. Can I... Yeah, I mean, I could probably outpace here the 3 Body Slams, but I would need to land a Shadow Ball. And even then, the fast move pressure might just be too much from our opponent right now. We'll go for the Shadow Ball in hopes they let this go, but they likely shield this up no matter what at this point. And even if they don't, I don't think I've rolled out down. Yeah, they shield that up. I might have been able to play this out better. I should have just gone for a Dragon Claw, I think, in the lead against that Lunatone. I guess, lesson learned. Alright, next game. Giratina into Abomasnow. Okay, bad lead, but this is why we have safe swaps. We can swap in with our little dude here, and we can start going for Karate Chops. Oh my goodness, that's what they bring into me? I mean, I have Ice Punch for a reason, right? That really helps against the dragons here in this meta. And if they no-shield this, I just Karate Chop down. If they shield this up, I just outpace in the 2-shield matchup. Oh my goodness, okay. Alright, so looks like they're going to play out the win condition of maybe a shield advantage is all they need to win this game. But I get a lot of energy out of this. I probably get 2 Rage Fists off against whatever they come in with. And that also means Licky lines up into the Abomasnow, which is really nice. What are they going to do? I guess they don't really even know. They probably come in their 3rd Pokemon, but I was kind of wondering if they'd ever consider coming in with their Abomasnow, because they know I'm not on close combat, but they do just bring in Kingdra, it looks like. 3. Or I guess 4 is what they should be at. So we'll make sure that we keep a good count here. They're going to shield this up, they have to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I mean, I'm going to shield the Outrage. I think that's always the play here. Outrage is going to do a lot more damage than anything that Abomasnow can throw. And it's not like I can't go for an Ancient Power into Abomasnow as well, right? So this should be a good idea. Alright, we get the CMP here. They could Icy Wind, I guess. That might be a little bit annoying if they have it, but I don't think that even matters if they do, because they probably still have to shield either way. Nice, we survive that attack. We get to save our Giratina, so we have a bit more fast move pressure, just in case we do need it in the backline. And now we should be able to come in with our Licky and go for a Shadow Ball here. Rollout is super effective into Abomasnow, but I do have a lot of non-stab damage, which is not quite as efficient as I'd like it to be. But I'm just going to go instantly for this Shadow Ball. I want to make sure no catch is going to happen, so I know they can't swap out just yet. We'll throw in alignment, and I mean, at this point, we should just be able to fast move down everything this game. They would need 2 Energy Balls to knock out a Licky, and I don't think they're going to get there. They're at 1. Not quite able to reach the 2nd, though. And they dumped all of their energy with their Kingdra a second ago, so we can just go for that Body Slam, knock him out, and Licky actually able to close out the backline, but if I'm being honest, it was Primeape that just put in the work on this team. Bad lead matchup, but Shadow Primeape was just uncountered. That's insane. Alright, next game. We'll see a Giratina into a Grumpig. Alright. Why do I feel like this is not a good matchup for me? Probably because it's not, right? I just get outpaced here. But I mean, I don't really have an answer to this Pokemon either way on my team, so I think it's not a bad idea to stay in here. And while I am going for an Ancient Power, which, you know, that's not very effective, or it's I guess, neutral, rather. It's not a Shadow Sneak or anything, though. I just want the chip damage, because if I can trip this Pokemon down, I'm going to be in a much better spot this game. And the fact they let that move through is really helpful, because it means that in the 2-shield matchup, even if they try to go for, like, Dynamic Punch baits, they're not going to get to a 3rd move. That is a very risky play on their part, but no, I kind of respect it. I don't really know if I want to use my next shield here, though. If I do, I could be in a bad spot where maybe they'd be able to put in a lot of work with my Primeape not having any shields, but also if I don't shield this up, I don't know, I just feel like I can't knock out this Grumpig super easily, so I'm just going to shield that. Alright. We'll go for this attack here. Let's see how well they were counting. They might shield this up thinking a Dragon Claw would come through here, which I would be so happy about. Nice, okay. So we still have a lot of play this game. Licky is going to have to survive a Dragon Energy here, but I think that's fine. I can go for the Shadow Ball and guarantee to put them into fast move farm down range. If I get 2 Dragon Energies out of this Regidrago, I'd be pretty happy, I think, right now. Or at the very least, if I get another charge attack here. They might be able to go Vice Grip and knock us out from this range, but that would be close. And they definitely can't farm us down. Oh, maybe I just roll out down even. If that happens, that's even better. Oh, okay. But this is the way I can give my Primeape some plays, if I can get an energy lead on it. Oh, they Vice Grip, that's actually a really smart play, because now they can swap in their final Pokemon here and get the energy lead themselves. They come in Hakamoa, which I feel like is actually kind of playable. Doom. Dream. Or... That's only a Brick Break. I survive this. I can go for one more Karate Chop, go for the Ice Punch, and hope at this point that I can just fast move through everything with my Giratina. How much does an Ice Punch do? I know Hakamoa is bulkier than some dragons, but it's still a Shadow Primeape throwing this move. What does this do? That's a decent amount, honestly. Nice, we don't take that Dragon Tail either. So we have a decent amount of HP here. Grumpig likely has to come in to try to get the farm down against us. I don't think it's going to work out, though. No. And now Regidrago is really low as well. I think I get the Dragon Breath down against them, too. Okay. That was looking so dicey, but luckily, even without a shield, Primeape still put in a lot of work there. That was about as close as it could get, though. Alright, next game. Giratina. Into Hakamoa. Okay. We're seeing a lot of these Pokemon in the last couple of days here. Luckily, this is where I want to see it. But they can go for crazy baits against us if they want to Brick Break us. And even if they don't bait against us, there's a chance they could go just for a Rock Tomb and lower my attack stat. Dragon Claw is super effective, though. Likely we get a shield from them right now. We'll see what they want to do. Yeah. Maybe I should bait there. That feels like a really obvious shield on their part, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want to be in a spot where I bait and then I lose. Alright, big Rock Tomb. Shield that up. And now we can no-shield this. We should survive, right? Especially if they... Oh yeah, they probably didn't even have the move yet. Alright, we'll go for the Dragon Claw here. Now this Pokemon's out of the way, and this is one of the most annoying picks that I could really see with a Licky, I think, in this meta, so that's nice. Okay, I'm just gonna swap here. This is where Primeape is a lot better than Annihilape, right? The Ghost types, while they are not great for you, they are still very playable. We'll shield up the first move. A Surf is obviously gonna basically one-shot us, so let's not play it too risky. One. So they're 2 away from their next Surf here. And Licky should be able to go for their Shadow Ball after I land a Rage Fist against this to guarantee a knockout. Boom. I would expect to see a shield here, but there's a chance they play it a little bit risky and invest in their final Pokemon, whatever that might be. But I would be pretty surprised, honestly, to see that. 3. 4. Alright, they overfarm by 1. That's not going to help them out too much, unless maybe if they make a nice catch at some point, then that could help them a little bit. But they'd be able to win CMP against Licky either way. They're 3 away from a Surf here, so Licky's going to try its very best to see what it can do. They throw the Surf. Okay. It's going to come down to that final Pokemon here. They're 2 away. Or, I guess they're 3 away, right, from the next move. I want this out of the way, though, so we'll just wait. Go for the Shadow Ball. If we need to here, I can swap into Giratina and potentially outpace something to an attack. Oh. Alright. Well, I think we're pretty fine here, actually. It's a Charger Bug in the back. Which means I should just be able to go for a Shadow Ball here into Body Slam. And I don't think I get knocked out just yet by an X-Scissor, but maybe I do. It'll be kind of close. They're back-to-back here, so even though I did technically catch, it doesn't really matter. The big question is going to be, does Licky survive an X-Scissor right now? X-Scissor is a pretty good move. But Licky is kind of bulky, Gonna be close, actually. We'll see. Let's go! The 1 HP survive. Calculated, surely. Oh my goodness, Licky. That was kinda dicey. Let's see, is that a 4-1 set? It is. Okay, great way to start out with the team here. Cash that in. Does that get us back to the 2900s? Yeah, I guess so. Nice. Alright, next game. Giratina into Galarian Corsola. I don't think I stay in here. It's weird, but I think I bring in my Primate into the Ghost type. Just because I have super effective Ghost type damage here, and my Giratina is, I wouldn't say hardwalled by this Pokemon, but it wouldn't be pretty, saying I don't have any Ghost type damage myself, and Astonishes would do way too much damage. Okay, they bring in their own Annihilape here, which is fine, I guess. But they bank a lot of energy on that Corsola, which is a little bit scary. I'm glad that I did bait out the Fighter, because that could have been kind of bad for my Licky to see. I'm not going to shield the first move, though. It's going to be a Rage Fist, and I do know they do more damage with the first move than the second. And while that is super effective Shadow into Shadow, I do survive it. Okay. The one really annoying thing here is with how slow Giratina is now to Dragon Claw, I just can't outpace them to a move that would actually knock them out. So I will be forced to overfarm here, shield this up, and hopefully be in a good spot. Especially if they do that. I can't believe they just brought back in their Corsola here blind. They didn't know what I had in the backline, and they were just hoping it wasn't an answer to this. With that said, you know, they can chip us down quite a bit here, and their Annihilape is still around. But I think I'm fine with this, as long as I get to back-to-back Shadow Balls here, because I have so much energy still on my Giratina, that I should be able to go for Shadow Ball combo play with Giratina if I need to. Alright, we're at 100 energy, so back-to-back Shadow Balls. I would be so surprised to see a shield come through here, but I am a little bit concerned, like, what if it's a Furret in the backline? They just bring an Annihilape, though, so if it is a Furret, they are playing this very strange. They're probably going to catch this. Nice catch. What was that on, though? Reggie... They caught on Regidrago? I mean, this is still super effective. Oh my goodness! I don't think I've ever seen a Dragon Claw do that much damage. Okay. Can I please survive long enough here? Well, they don't even want to test it. Oh my goodness, dude. What was that? Alright. We got our next game here. Let's see. Giratina. Into Gastrodon? Well, as long as they're not on Earth Power, I actually hard wall all of their energy here. But if they are on Earth Power and they stay in and they land it, that could be kind of bad. I honestly don't know a moose that you run any day, or nowadays, that is. Big Dragon Claw. This should hurt quite a bit if they let it go. We saw what it did to a Regidrago a second ago. Yeah, I mean, that's some good damage. And in comes a regular Dusknoir. Interesting, okay. Well, I mean, regular Dusknoir is nowhere near as scary as Shadow Dusknoir when it comes to its damage output. But I also know that they can go for double dynamic punches here, and that will hurt. I don't think a Shadow Ball is enough from this range, right? Which is kind of sad, just because they are the non-Shadow variant. But maybe a Body Slam after would be enough. Oh, we get a shield there? That's crazy. Well, no reason to CMP. They could go for a Shadow Punch bait if they're insane. Oh, okay, so they're dry. Oh, that's kind of well played by them, actually. Kind of really well played. Their desyncing the switch clock really is going to kind of be annoying here. But I can go for a farm down here, which is going to be helpful. Because then I can go for a Dragon Claw into that other guy. And I save 100 energy on my Licky. Yeah, just Water Pulse. But, I mean, these Mud Slaps are adding up quite a bit here. Luckily, I don't give them a farm down. That would have been kind of bad. Likely we see Dusknoir come back in, but maybe it's their third, depending on what it is. I am in a situation, though, where my Primeape has no shields, and I don't love that. Dragon Claw might get a shield, but I'm gonna be honest, I feel like there's no reason for me to shield this right now. Yeah. And I don't know if I could knock him out with a body slam from this range. I don't want to risk it. We'll just full send and hope that we can still do something in the back with our Primeape here. They do let that go. Interesting. I don't love this. I don't love this at all. In fact, I think I absolutely hate it. I mean, I win CMP. Oh, they're just gonna... Yeah, I guess they know they survive this. I could have gone for a body slam against them here, but then they would have just blast burned me. I don't know. I don't know what I do to win this game. That's so tragic, because actually my Licky is really good. They danced around pretty smart, though. They baited back out my Giratina, and that's the most damage you'll ever see an Air Cutter do. That is by far the most damage an Air Cutter can do in Pokemon Go. Maybe not. Maybe a Chestnut would take more. And if they were Shadowzard, you know, they could do even more as well. They boost. Ah, okay. I think I played that one pretty bad, but well played to them as well. Alright, we got our next game. Let's lock in this time. We kind of threw that last one, I think. Lunatone. Okay, I guess people are actually unironically using this Pokemon, so let's see if we can go for the Dragon Claw here. Get his shield against him. I believe Dragon Claw is the same energy as Shadow Sneak, right? Because for some reason they reworked Shadow Sneak and made it really bad this season. Alright. Big Dragon Claw. Let's see what they do. Dragon Claw is honestly not that bad of a move, but it's also not the most efficient attack in the game. You actually get a shield this time, okay. And they do overfarm a little bit. Now, the awkward thing is I don't have an easy way to knock this Pokemon out. We have access to Licky with Shadow Ball, which would knock them out from this range, but my Fast Move Pressure doesn't do a lot. We also have Rage Fist on Annihilape, or Primeape that is, but we have to keep in mind the Sidewaves are super effective into us, so that would not be the best way to finish them off either. But once this Sidewave user is out of the way, I'm really just banking on the fact that my Primeape with the shield advantage could be good. Weather Ball, interesting. They come in with a Regidrago here, and I don't love this situation, because they save a lot of HP on that Lunatone. We can go for a Body Slam here, and this is going to do some nice chip damage against them, but I don't know if we get a shield here or not. No, we don't. Stop farming! Throw a move, thank you. Ah, this is so bad. I wanted them to throw like 5 minutes ago. Now I'm going to take so much Psywave damage. And they might get to 2 Vice Grips here, too. No, we Karate Chop down at the very least. But Lunatone's going to come back in. It's going to get, like... It's just going to farm me down here, probably. That thing is insane. Yeah, these Psywaves, man. They are not pretty. And they could always try to catch the next move, too. I have to shield a Weather Ball here, obviously. Let's see what they do. Maybe there's a chance still for us this game. It's going to be really weird, though. They catch on a Furret. Okay. Honestly, I don't know why I thought that's what was going to happen, but I kind of expected a Furret catch, honestly. Which is maybe alright, because I'm a double-boosted Primeape here that should get an Ice Punch off. And I want to fully charge here. I guess I do. I need to get to a Body Slam against the other guy. I can't take a Brick Break here. If I survive a non-stab Weather Ball and I can reach a Body Slam, maybe I win this? No! Ah, that's so close! That's so close, but so far. Man, nice catch by them. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Giratina into Medicham. Okay. This is not as good of a matchup as I'd like it to be for Giratina, but this is where I want to see this, right? Obviously, we have 2 Pokemon in the back line, kind of soft to either Psychic or Fighting-type damage, so we'll see what we can do here. But Ice Punches are going to be spammed out so quickly. 7. Oh my! You're on Psychic? That makes things a little bit easier for me then. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Who runs Psychic in this day and age? I guess who runs Medicham is the other question. You get a shield there, that's amazing. I think I just outpaced to the Dragon Claw. Yeah, so I get both shields potentially? This is insane, dude. What are they doing? Do they shield this as well? They don't. Okay. I mean, I know that they are acting so weak to Giratina right now, but I think I'd rather let this go and just invest in the fact here that potentially my Primeape up energy, as well as my Licky once a fighter is out of the way, could put in some work. Well, Karate Chop down here. What comes in? I like the fact they haven't instantly hard countered us, but they bring in a Charge Bug, which is not, ideal necessarily. But I also like that they're staying in this matchup, because getting a Shadow Ball off here might just put them into Rage Fist range later on. Alright, Shadow Ball does connect. That's honestly quite a bit of damage. Wow, they are building up a lot of energy here. I think I'm fine shielding at least one time. The timing gets so awkward for the Charge Bug here. X-Scissor makes sense. It is slightly more efficient. They throw an alignment this time, though, which means I can get to 2 Body Slams before they get another X-Scissor off. So this Charge Bug is not in a great spot. They probably swap out. They just sacrificing this? What's in the back? I'm honestly a little bit concerned right now, because my Licky seems to be pretty good against them. They're not swapping out, right? So it's probably got played at the final Pokemon. I'm going to be honest here. I feel like Primeape should win this. Could have gone for a Body Slam bait, but I feel like the win condition here is to try to get shields down guaranteed. I need to get 2 moves off with my Primeape anyway, and with the energy lead that I have here, there's no way, even with stab, super effective side waves, I get farmed down. There's no way, right? Big Rage Fist. Honestly, just that alone does quite a bit of damage here. And yeah, side wave, it's a good move, but Primeape's not that squishy. It is pretty squishy, though. Alright, next game, we see Giratina and a Komodo. Okay, well, this is really awkward, because they could one-shot us with a Clinging Scales here. But luckily, because I am a bulkier Pokemon, I think I'm going to have a more efficient time knocking them out. I'm going to shield this. If this is an upper hand bait, well played. Which it probably is, right? Yeah. It almost certainly always is a bait there. And since I don't know if an Ancient Power is enough, I'm going to play it safe. We'll just go for the Dragon Claw. Do they shield this up, though? Nice. We get the knockout. What comes in here? I don't want to stay in that matchup. I know that my Primeape is not amazing into Dusclops, but honestly, it's better than Giratina is. So by going for the Rage Fist here, I should be able to ramp up a little bit and do quite a bit of damage. Or, I guess we bait out the final Pokemon. But I'm going to be honest, that is not what I wanted to see. I likely get his shield here. But Grumpig, unless I get his second Rage Fist off against this, is going to pop off here. And I think they farm us down. Yikes. If I got a CMP, that would be huge. I went straight for the Dragon Claw. Let's see what they do. Shield, okay. We'll force him to throw energy here. I mean, I can Shadow Ball. Oh, they Dynamic Punch? That's crazy. I can Shadow Ball the Grumpig here. And that would be good. But Dynamic Punch, if that comes through against us, is going to do so much damage. The one good news is that Dusclops is pretty useless in the backline right now. It could go for an Ice Punch or 2 into us, but that's about it. I might have just put myself into Ice Punch range. It's going to be so close. Because I was expecting a catch. Yeah, that might be Ice Punch range. Does he reach that move? He has it already. Ah, man. I should have thrown immediately. But I'm going to be real. I think an Ice Punch would have knocked us out either way there. Well played. Yeah, we just get hexed down. That's close to being able to be a winnable backline, but just not quite enough. Alright, next game. I think this is a decisive game number 5. Giratina. Defer it. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love this lead matchup. But what I can do is I can swap. That's always an option here. And hope for no RPS. I like that they're staying in here, because I can just shield a Swift. And my Karate Chop damage has actually done about a third of their HP already. And And I have a lot of energy here on Primeape. That likely is going to be usable in the backline. A Rockwanid comes in, okay. Well, this is interesting. This is definitely my worst matchup into a Rockwanid, but it's very playable still. And the best thing about this, too, is I do hard wall this Pokemon with my Giratina, so that could be good, potentially later on. Big damage. A Bubble Beam on alignment here, just for fun, I guess. I'm just gonna save the energy and swap out. They can maybe Bubble Beam us here, which will debuff me, obviously. But I'll have enough energy against that Furret that I should be able to still put in a lot of work into them. Okay, I mean, I'm also fine if they save the energy. It's not like I'm that scared of an Araquanid's charge attacks. And with the amount of energy I have here, now Furret's going to be in a really awkward spot where they can't really shield anything. And also, let me ask you, what is a Furret going to throw into me? Trailblaze? Brick Break? Swift? I don't care about any of those. So I get the Dragon Claw, if I can farm all the way down, I still have energy left over on my Primeape, and I'll have quite a bit of energy on Giratina too. If a Rockwanid comes in, we throw the Ancient Power. If anything else comes in, I guess we'll play it by ear. I don't want to take a Bubble Beam or a Bug Buzz. So we'll just go for the Ancient Power. They do no-shield that. It's a 3-on-1 now in the back line. Okay. That is almost certainly a win, right? Because I survive an Aqua Tail on my Licky, and roll out Fast Move Pressure is just going to put them into one Body Slam range. Plus, I mean, I have energy still left over on my Primeape, so yeah, there's not much they can do now. Okay, really awkward lead there, but I mean, that's where Furret, it's not the best counter into Giratina, right? You have the Fast Move Pressure, but the charge attacks are so sad. And with a Dragon-type rework, Giratina actually has quite a bit of damage into it. A Hone Edge. Alright. Stop doing that. Okay, at least I got the buddy assist. And with that, 29-65, not bad. Shadow Giratina was so much fun to use today. I know there's dragons out there that can give it a little bit of a hard time, but Dragon Breath always hits very hard no matter what dragon you're fighting, and even moves like Dragon Claw and Ancient Power, while they're not the best attacks in the game offensively, they still hit like a truck with the Shadow bonus on this Pokemon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.